Welcome back to another NBA video here on the Basketball Zone Cowbell Kingdom YouTube channel. Today we're talking LA Lakers. How will they do at the NBA bubble? Now let's set some facts straight. The Lakers are 7th in points per game, 8th in rebounds per game, 9th in assists per game, and 3rd in points allowed. Now their defense has been phenomenal, led by Anthony Davis. He's been so good defensively. And anytime you're a top 10 team in so many categories, especially the ones I just named off, then you're obviously one of the best teams in the NBA. That's why they're the number one seed in the Western Conference, and they're most likely going to clinch the number one seed in the Western Conference. The next question is, without Rajon Rondo, without Avery Bradley, they are going to have a Dwight Howard. How far will they make it, knowing that, honestly, just without even watching their games, if you just look at their statistics as a team, now it's great that AD is averaging 26.7, 9.4 rebounds per game. LeBron's at 10.6 assists, and he's averaging 25.7. That's all good and dandy, and it just shows how dominant those two players are, how much better those two players are than most of the league, but especially on their team, where if you look at who is third in scoring, it's Kyle Kuzma at 12.5. That's a huge drop off. Then you got KCP at 9.5, Avery Bradley at 8.6, Danny Green at 8.2, Dwight Howard at 7.5, Rajon at 7.1, McGee at 6.8, Caruso at 5.4. That's my issue with the LA Lakers, that if one of their two stars have a bad game, then they're in trouble. They're not very deep. They're just that much better than everybody else on their team, and that's what they're looking for in a potential Bradley Beal. They're trying to bring in that third really good basketball player to just put the whole thing together, and that's why I don't think that the Lakers will make the finals this year. I just don't. I just feel like the Clippers, when they're healthy, they're a better team, they're a deeper team, and they got three guys who are monsters in the clutch. Now, you have Kawhi Leonard, reigning Finals MVP, NBA champion. You have Paul George, very good closer, one of the best two-way players in the game, and he's not afraid of the moment. Then you have Lou Williams, who is just really good, and he gets every single call, especially down the stretch. He has a great crossover, great jump shot, and he knows what to do when the game is on the line. I mean, this guy has high basketball IQ, and the fact that they got three guys that are just dogs, and it can just you can trust them with the ball in their hands in crunch time, that makes me feel comfortable as a coach. Now, when you think about their defensive unit, they have a lot of guys that they can throw out on a lot of these dudes, man. And I just feel like the depth of this team, when healthy, is much better than the Lakers' depth. Now, I get it. They signed Morris, which will really help. But then the Clippers also signed Morris. So the Twins are going to be playing against each other if they face each other in the Western Conference Finals. Now, we'll wait and see if that happens. That could be very, very possible. And it won't be the same playing at Staples. There's no home court advantage here. There's no fans. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Now, how are these role players, who I don't trust, for the Lakers, how will they really do with no fans in the crowd? Now, normally, role players are really good in those game threes, right? Or at home. So if you're the away team and you have a worse record, typically your role players don't play good in game one and game two, and then in game three they step up, and potentially they usually always go 2-2. But without fans, without that hype, what are these role players gonna really do? Danny Green, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Kyle Kuzma, who's never been in a big situation at the NBA level. What are these guys gonna do when the pressure is on them? I don't know. And that's why I'm not confident in the LA Lakers to make it to the finals. I'm just not confident in them. I don't trust that the others will come to play when it really matters. Now without Rajon Rondo, who's out 6 to 8 weeks with the broken thumb, it's going to be tough because that was the one guy who, even though I don't like him as a player, especially now at 34 years old, he still has that experience, and that's so invaluable for a team. Well, let's be honest, besides those two great players, man, they're just not that good. They're not, and I've said this since day one the whole year. And when they lose, not because I'm a Laker hater, because I genuinely think that they're not going to make it to the finals, and they're a very good team, very, very good team, right? The number one seed in the West. They have two of the best players in the world, so that's gonna automatically make them a great team. But are they a championship team this year? To me, they're not. To me, they're not. And for those reasons, I don't have them making the finals, let alone winning the championship. And we'll get into the Clippers on a following video. Let me know what you guys think. Am I being disrespectful? What am I missing? I like Alex Caruso a lot. I think he's going to be good for them. But all these guys are just not proven guys. They're just not proven. Like, Danny Green has hit big shots. He'll be fine. He'll play his role. But without fans, man, that extra dynamic, it's going to be tricky for this team. And AD hasn't been past the second round. And that's another guy who we don't know how he's really going to play. And again, he's a superstar. He's great. He's been phenomenal this year. But again, to me, there are a lot of question marks for the LA Lakers. Now, if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. Let's have a good basketball conversation. If you guys enjoyed this video, slap a like button, share with all your Laker fans, Laker Nation, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.